What up, y'all? It's your boy Said Linus checking in once again. This is the Virtue.News Sports Show. This is the NFL Week 11 recap. And I know we didn't do a Week 11 preview. A lot of things was happening last week, but we are back with a Week 11 recap. I got Rodney Ricks here with me. You know how we do. We pick 6 games. We're going to break down these 6 games. And then we're back. We're going to do the top 5 MVP race. And then we're going to talk about a couple of news stories. Make sure you download Fanbase app because we do this show live in the Fanbase audio room and join the camp so that you'll be notified every time that we go live. And then also this show is sponsored by Virtue.News, the online publication where you can get all of your news. Now let's go into this Thursday night game, the New York Jets versus the New England Patriots. And the New England Patriots are 9-2. And many people are considering them to be the front runners in the AFC, along with the Indianapolis Colts as this thing is shaping up. You know, a lot of people are still saying the Bills as well, but the Patriots. I'm going to be honest with you. I thought they just won the game. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think they did. I mean, and the score was 27-14. Don't get me wrong. And the New York Jets are in a rebuilding phase, but I felt like this was just a typical good win, nothing extraordinary. Always good to get wins in your division, so there's nothing wrong with that. But I didn't see anything that really jumped off the charts for me during this game. Maybe just the accuracy of Drake May. I'm gonna go ahead and say that. My bad. Travion Henderson is fast as lightning. And I think with their receiving core with Hollins, Diggs, you got Henderson, and not only that, their defense, they're just going to be a tough team to beat down the stretch. But then you also got the Jets with Justin Fields, 15 for 26, 1 touchdown, 116 yards. I don't know about his future with the Jets. Not sure what's going to happen. But Drake May, 25 for 34, 1 touchdown, 281 yards. What did you get from this game on Thursday night?
I mean, man, the Patriots versus the Jets. I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
What I got was the steady sale of complimentary football from the Patriots, man. I mean, they're a good team. I don't think anybody can deny that. We could say that they that division has a fairly decent, favorable schedule, I'll say, but they're a good team, man.
The most favorable schedule in the NFL. I mean, that division, I mean, if you can't get 10 wins with that schedule, I feel sorry for you.
True indeed. And I mean, going out and Mrs. Fields, Justin Fields got I hate to do that to him because I like the guy, I wish him well, man, but he's been sent back to the pine. But like you said, you're not sure of his future with the Jets. I think that from this point on, this solidifies Justin Fields' spot as a career backup. From this point on, that's what he will be.
Yes.
So the Patriots handled business and they did what they were supposed to do.
Yep. All right, let's move on to the next game. We got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers playing the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo Bills pulled it out 44-32, which moves the Bills to 7-3, 5-1 at home. Tampa Bay Buccaneers are 6-4. Then we got Baker Mayfield with 16 of 28, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. We got Josh Allen, 19 for 30, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. My takeaway from this game is that both of these teams who looked or seem to be playoff bound right now in the AFC and NFC respectively, they're going to have trouble in the playoffs. And I'm going to tell you why. Their defenses are not good. And I'm sorry. Look, probably has pretty good coaching on both sides when it comes to the defense. but these defenses can't tackle. If you looked at this game, this was a bunch of yards after the catch. This was a bunch of running backs running through the line and breaking free, and there is no hitting and holding going on with these teams. And look, these teams have pretty good offenses where they can throw the ball, they can run the ball. They have, you know what I'm saying, good receiving cores. I'm gonna say with decent receiving cores, but good quarterback play, good passing, or whatever, good running for sure. But when they get to the playoffs, their defenses are going to do both of these teams in. I do not see a way that no matter what happens, unless either one of these teams work themselves into a first, one of the first two spots. But other than that, when these teams play in the wild card, they're going to get beat by whoever they play. Because, like I've been saying it all year, that Todd Bowles and that Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they do not execute well. And the Buffalo Bills all season, their defense does not execute well. And I think this is what's going to do both of these teams in. Now, when I looked at the game, both Baker Mayfield and Josh Allen, they played extremely hard. It almost looked like they both took this game very personal. It was very competitive, which I actually think led to their turnovers because they were trying too hard. And Josh Allen really had some bonehead turnovers. But, you know, that's my analysis of the game. Buffalo was fortunate to walk away with it, but that's my analysis of the game. What you got, Rodney?
First off, can you hear me decently at this?
Yeah, you coming in and out a little bit, but I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, yep.
Okay, because I'm in a bad spot at the moment, so I'll be in this spot for maybe just a few more seconds. But my analysis on this game is that Josh Allen reverted back to some bonehead Josh Allen antics.
Yep.
I think both teams played hard, my man. A quote from Rasheed Wallace, the great Rasheed Wallace. Both teams played hard, but like you've been saying since day one about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense, it's a liability. And I've been saying the same thing about the Buffalo Bills defense. It's a liability. And they basically showed you that they've got to be involved in a track meet.
Yep.
But the thing is that I think that Tampa Bay, I would be more apt to call their offense high-powered. I will not call the Buffalo Bills offense high-powered. I think their receiving core is subpar. I think they've got an excellent running back, and I think they've got great tight ends.
Yeah.
But past that, they've got to rely on the miraculous from Josh Allen for them to go deep into the playoffs. If it's not the miraculous from Josh Allen, like you said, they're gonna be an early exit.
Yeah, yep. And I totally agree. And he tried to do that miraculous stuff in this game, and it did not work out. I mean, he had one flick interception he threw with his back pretty much on the goal line. And
bonehead move.
A bonehead move. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I don't know. I feel like this game told a lot on both of these teams. But you know, we're probably going to see both of these teams in the playoffs. Tampa Bay is kind of teetering on whether or not they might go or not, but we will see. Next game we had the Seattle Seahawks versus the Los Angeles Rams, and the Los Angeles Rams pulled the game out 21-19, which puts Seattle Seahawks at 7-3, Los Angeles Rams at 8-2. This was a pretty good game. You know, we always talked about the season starting to shape up as the weeks we get later in the weeks, and I'm starting to see some things for some teams that I'm being able to pinpoint and pick certain things out that makes these teams really good, but also is what they're going to have trouble with come the playoffs. Sam Darnold, 29 for 44, 4 interceptions, 279 yards. Matthew Stafford, 15 for 28, 2 touchdowns. I think it's Keon Williams, 12 carries, 1 touchdown, 91 yards. Puka Nacua, 7 receptions, 75 yards. I'm going to say one thing about this game, and I think this is going to be the key going forward. If you can put a lot of pressure and make Sam Darnold have to throw the ball under duress, you can make him turn the ball over. And if you don't do that, you're probably going to lose the game because he's going to probably play a lights out game. I think the Rams put him under such duress back there in that pocket that he forced a lot of throws. He got the ball out of his hand, fear of getting hit, fear of getting sacked, which led to his 4 interceptions. Now, mind you, on the opposite side of the field, Matthew Stafford gets the ball out of his hands very quickly. And and it's very slight, but he knows what he's, when he yells hike and they hike that ball, he knows where he's going with it. He knows what he's doing with it. And they are a very good team. Right now, I think they're the second best team in the NFC behind the Eagles. But and Matthew Stafford is still an MVP candidate. But the way he gets his hands, the way he gets the ball out of his hands very quickly, there is nothing the Seattle Seahawks, who I think have a pretty good defense, could really do with Matthew Stafford. And then plus you add on to the fact that they had a really good running game in this game, and it was just hard to deal with. But you know what I'm saying? That's my takeaway from this game. What do you got, Rodney?
Yeah, I tend to agree with your assessment. Interesting point that you make, though, here at the end of your comments about Matthew Stafford getting the ball out quick. We've got to remember that Matthew Stafford is from that, I'll just call it a Tom Brady school of thought. That's a learned behavior from Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford took a lot of punishment last year and the year before. That is an adjustment that he's made to his. He's a as they call him, a wily veteran. He's been around the block, And Matthew Stafford is not a spring chicken anymore. He knows that he has got to get that ball out. If his first read is available, he's mature enough not to even consider the second target of no need to go through your progressions. If the first read is there, hit him.
Yep.
So that's a learned behavior, because Matthew Stafford, although he's always had the ability to get the ball out early, he's not always gotten the ball out early. So that 3-step drop, boom. He's showing the mental progression that that he's had in this league, and I think that bodes well for him even being able to play, longer like he's expressed that he would like to do. But as far as this game as a whole, not only did the Rams generate pressure up the middle and on the edges on Sam Darnold, but their cornerbacks covered well. So when he was under pressure and he got that ball out, passes that may have been completed against another team, it just wasn't happening against them. Those corners covered, man. And I think that made a difference, because look, he threw 4 interceptions and they still almost won the game.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
So, I think that says a lot about both teams. I think it shows the grittiness and the toughness of the Seattle Seahawks in a losing effort. But like you said, that Rams team is good, and I think I agree with you, man. I think that they are the second best team in the NFC.
Yeah. I agree. We're gonna talk about who we think of. We're gonna talk about the first team in a hot second, which is the 49ers. No, I'm joking, but we get
That's great.
Yeah, the 49ers went and played. We'll stay in the NFC West. 49ers went and played the Arizona Cardinals. Arizona Cardinals have Jacoby Brissett, and he set an NFL record, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he threw the ball 879 times. I was like, I felt like we was playing Madden.
Yeah, straight up. My man had 400. Look, a very high percentage.
Yes, sir.
47 completions,
57.
57 passes. Yeah, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. And the 49ers, let me tell you, the 49ers won 41-22. Brock Purdy made his return. Looked very good.
Yes, he did.
19 for 26, 3 touchdowns, 200 yards. Christian McCaffrey, 13 carries, 2 touchdowns. George Kittle is getting back in the mix too. 6 receptions, 2 touchdowns. I mean, Ricky Pearsall is back. Juwan Jennings is out there. George Kittle is out there. Christian McCaffrey is there. Brock Purdy is back. Juszczyk is back. Trent Williams is playing. I don't want to be delusional, boo, but I don't know. I think we look pretty good. I think and then look. We were playing against the Arizona Cardinals. Okay. But we've already beat the Rams once. We've already beat and lost to them once. And we already beat the Seattle Seahawks once earlier in the year. We're teetering on that playoff thing, and I know we said this might be it, but if Brock Purdy can come in and play like he played today, play like he played against Arizona, we might sneak in, and we're going to look at that playoff picture in a little bit, but we might be able to sneak into the playoffs. Arizona Cardinals is it's a wrap on their season, you know what I'm saying, especially Jacoby Brissett throwing the ball 57 times, and I think it's a wrap on Kyler Murray in Arizona as well. I think they need to just, you know what I'm saying, press the reset button and try to get some other things going at the quarterback position, either drafting one or getting one in free agency. But I think the 49ers look really good, and it looked like the old 49ers. Looked like they were clicking on all cylinders. Look like you're supposed to look when you have a really great starting quarterback and he comes back to the team. No disrespect to Mac Jones. Mac Jones did what a backup quarterback is supposed to do. He got hired to play on this team as a backup quarterback. He held it down the whole time that Brock Purdy was gone and made us look respectable in every single game that we played. And now Brock Purdy is back. And let's see what we can do going forward in the season. What did you take away from this game, Rodney?
Yeah, I agree. The 49ers did look really well. The Arizona Cardinals do not have phenomenal defense, but they're steady defense. You know, they're no slouch on defense. I felt like this game showed me that some of the 49ers offensive players did not get up for Mac Jones like they did for Purdy. That's what I saw.
Look, I didn't want to say that because I was like, yo, there's some extra juice going on. But look,
yes,
you know what I'm saying. But some of it I also think is that when you have a guy who really can't extend plays, and then you have a guy that comes in that can extend plays and is doing a lot of rolling out and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It makes the game a little bit more fun, probably, to me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, just by watching it. But it does seem like that the 49ers were having a ball out there.
They look rejuvenated. And, I mean, listen, I understand certain people can drive, and I never really subscribed to this phrase, but, they say such and such makes the guys around them so much better. Like, I don't like that, because I feel like if you're a professional, you go out there and you do what you do regardless. Yep. But it just looked that way, man. Kittle looked like he stepped into the time machine Sunday.
Absolutely.
He looked like his route running was sharper.
Look, not going down after the first hit, digging.
Yes.
The offensive line play, even his blocking on a lot of Christian McCaffrey runs. Yeah, he looked really good. He looked really good. Christian McCaffrey is looking really good. Like I say, just by the way he was playing. Let's move over to this Kansas City and the Broncos game. Denver Broncos edged the Kansas City Chiefs out 22 to 19. To give you some stats, Bo Nix 24 for 37 for 295 yards. Patrick Mahomes 29 for 45, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 276 yards. Travis Kelce had a pretty decent game, 9 receptions for 1 touchdown. When I look at this game, and I you know what I'm saying, try to really pay attention to some details in this game, to me, this game came down to mental toughness. And when I say mental toughness, it's just the Broncos wanted this game more than the Chiefs. Now, if you take, okay, who's a better team right now? They have a lot of similarities. They're a little bit equal. They're a little bit on the same footing, even though their records are totally different. You put these teams on the field, they're going to be competitive against each other. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. But in this game, it just looked like the Denver Broncos were just a tad bit tougher than the Kansas City Chiefs, and that's the reason why they won. And I also said the same statement when Denver Broncos played the Eagles. I said the Denver Broncos were just tougher than the Eagles in that game. And it is not just physical toughness, too. It's mental toughness. My man, I want to give somebody a shout out. If I can look and find his number up here. Look, Booby, I'm gonna sound real white when I say this name. Jaquan McMillan, are you here? Do we have a Jaquan? Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. That is classic.
Yeah.
That is classic.
Yo, but my man Jaquan McMillan, I mean, he played exceptional, man. And he got his 2 sacks, 2 tackles for loss. I mean, even that really big sack that he went in and sacked Patrick Mahomes, rushing in. Just playing great, man. I know I got to just tip my hat to the Broncos and just how tough they are. And you know, sometimes you can have a team with a lot of talent, but if together they're not mentally tough, they're going to lose a lot of these close games that they could actually get. And I think that's what's going on with the Chiefs. They don't lack the talent. They just don't have that mental toughness that they used to have. What do you think, Rodney?
Yeah, I agree. I think it's like this, man. The Chiefs have a better team than the Broncos, top to bottom, I would say, in my opinion.
Yeah.
On paper. But the Broncos have taken on the identity of their head coach. And that's why they're so gritty and so tough. You don't want to see them dudes in the back alley. They are Sean Paytons. They're the Denver Paytons.
Yeah.
That's what they are.
Yep.
They have that diehard, headiness, willful, just gutsy performance. And some of the games that they're winning are ugly, but that's Sean Payton.
Yep. Absolutely.
So, you know, those guys have bought in to what he was selling, and it's the product. We're seeing the product.
Yep. So the Broncos are 9-2. Let's move on to the last game we're going to talk about, and that's the Detroit Lions versus the Philadelphia Eagles. And this is a game of a tale of 2 cultures. 2 cultures in this game right here. We got the Detroit Lions, man. And I'm gonna tell you something about the Detroit Lions. I am so surprised. Look, we're talking about mental toughness. It's not that they don't have it. They can't sustain that mental toughness for 2 games in a row. And I look at the Detroit Lions. That's a heck of a football team. They have no business being 6-4. To me, they have absolutely no business being 6-4. And if you look at the playoff picture, it's really up to them or the 49ers or who's at 7th seed right now. And just think about the way we view Detroit coming into the season, and now we're talking about them maybe missing the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's crazy. And then you go over to the Eagles, who have, to me, all the mental toughness in the world. They could be playing a horrible game, and they will still find a way to pull a game out 16-9. They didn't play great, but they stuck to what they know best. Now, I mean, my man AJ Brown has 7 receptions, and you know I don't want AJ Brown to have 7 receptions for the Eagles, because to me, when AJ Brown has 7 receptions for the Eagles, that means that they force feeding him.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And that's that whole narrative creeping back into their scheme, their script, and that's when they're not at their best. They're at their best when I do like Saquon having 26 carries. Don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? Jalen Hurts, once again, 14 for 28, not turning the ball over. Did not turn the ball over. Unless he fumbled, but I don't see that up here. I don't think he fumbled. But saying all that to say is that the mental toughness is with the Eagles. They can win ugly games. They can win pretty games. They can win by their special teams. They've won every way you can win. They won by running the game, running the whole game. They won by passing the whole game a time or two this year. Mm-hmm. They've won every way, and that defense has tightened up. We talked about that flaw in that defense. That defense is tight now.
Yes, it is.
And you know what I'm saying? I just think they're the front runners in that in the NFC. But what do you got, Rodney?
This game was like looking at two people who you don't even know play Battleship. Like, I'm like, what is going on out here? Like, I sunk your battleship, you sunk my battleship. But I'm gonna tell you why the Detroit Lions lost this game. They lost this game because head coach Dan Campbell was expecting the offense of the Philadelphia Eagles to crank. Because if Dan Campbell took the 3 points every time he was in the red zone, the Detroit Lions would have won this game.
Yeah.
He was expecting that offense to crank, so he's like, yo, we can't settle for 3. We got to go get either 7 or 8. That was his mentality.
But I think I think with the Eagles, that's a terrible mentality.
It is. But go back to what you was just saying. How did the Eagles start this game? They started the game letting everybody watching know, hey, everyone, we're going to force feed A.J. Brown.
Very true.
So Dan Campbell sat on the sideline and watched that. And he's like, oh, this is what they're going to do? Okay. We got to make sure we keep our foot on the pedal at any moment that we can make anything happen. We've got to take advantage of the opportunity. That dude I think he converted like only one of the 87 fourth downs he went for. Like, his mentality was he was playing the game like they started the game behind.
Mm-hmm.
That's how he coached that game.
Yep. And look, I know that all too well because we've done that against the Kansas City Chiefs in Super Bowls. Mm-hmm. The 49ers. We play the game that we play the game like we're coming from behind, and it's just a very tough position to put your team in unless you're converting.
Yes, but if you start the game like you're behind, it's so easy to panic when you do actually get behind.
Very true, man. It's gonna be tough. Eagles, emerged from this game as probably the top team in the NFC. I'm gonna say the top team, them and the Rams, and Detroit are now a team struggling for a playoff position because right now the leader of that division is the Bears. So we'll see exactly what goes on. Now we got a top 5 MVP race right now. I'm gonna go ahead and bring it in with number 5, Josh Allen. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't find a reason to get him off of the list. I tried to take him off the list.
Man, I'll take him off of this.
You take him off this. Booby said, he said, I throw Michael Penix in that joint for us. Yo, I thought about it. I said, I can't. Not just yet. I can't get him off the list. I'm gonna
put it like this. Not to cut you, but if Josh Allen was not a quarterback, he wouldn't be number 5 on your list.
Very true. That's true. That's true. Because we, this race leans heavily towards the quarterback.
Yes.
So
yes.
of course, yeah, that's why he's top 5 MVP. Very, very true. Number 4, I got Drake May. Once again, played very well on Thursday night. Just looks really good. We talked about him playing beyond his years, being a very solid, very calm quarterback in the pocket. He's at number 4. Number 3, I got Jalen Hurts, and he's another guy. He's not turning the ball over. It's not that he's throwing a bunch of touchdowns, but the way that he leads this team is very unique for this team. And this is a very Troy Aikman, Terry Bradshaw type way where you can't just look at their numbers, you look at the wins. And that's why I have Jalen Hurts number 3. There's a lot of quarterbacks that got better stats than him, but not many that's actually playing better than him.
And he's not setting the world on fire, but he's not. He keeps the Titanic from going into the iceberg.
There we go. Exactly. Number 2, I got Matthew Stafford coming in at number 2. That Rams offense is just on fire, and once we talked about how quickly he's getting the ball out, probably prolonging his years in the NFL by getting the ball out very quickly. He just looks really good, and I can't take nothing from him. 8-2 for the Los Angeles Rams. I got Matthew Stafford at number 2. And number 1, I got Jonathan Taylor off this week, but the week before he ran over 250 yards. Anxious to see him come back this week and play again, but he looks like he's the front runner. And like I said, in the NFL, we know that a lot of times running backs ain't going to get it, so what I'm saying, judging from my list, it looked like it's probably going to be between, and a lot of guys don't even have Jalen Hurts that high, so it looked like it's probably going to be between Stafford and Drake May, probably in the NFL's eyes. But on my list, I got Jonathan Taylor.
It would be a robbery if if the season were to end today, if Jonathan Taylor wasn't the MVP, that would be like that incident that happened over in France a couple like last month. That museum they got robbed. The Louvre, I believe they call it at the Louvre. Yeah, that would be it. This would be the Louvre part 2, man. Jonathan Taylor's the MVP, man.
Yeah, I agree. Yep.
He's playing exceptionally well.
Yep. The only thing that bothers me about that team is in the last couple weeks, man, Daniel Jones been turning the ball over like crazy. But I think they got time to go ahead and work on that. You know what I'm saying? I do have them having a deep playoff run. Okay, well, let's talk about the story and the gift that keeps on giving. The Cleveland Browns, Dillon Gabriel gets put into a concussion protocol. Gets a concussion, and the guy with the number 1 selling jersey, Shedeur Sanders, comes in and plays against the Baltimore Ravens. And he went 4 for 6. He had a fumble, but it was recovered by Cleveland. He threw an interception. Got sacked a good amount of times. Did have one play to actually maybe go for a tie that was dropped, but it was the defender had his hands in there, but everybody thought that the receiver had brought the ball in. But ended up losing to the Baltimore Ravens. And now everybody's talking about Shedeur Sanders. What do we think about him? Should he be started? Well, he's going to get the start next week against the Las Vegas Raiders. I think that would be a better way to kind of judge him with him having a full week, because I guess we learned that he's never took a snap, even in practice, with the first team. So this will give him a week to be able to get some snaps in with the first team. And you know what I'm saying, get a script to go by, and let's see what he does against a team that's not looking that good at all right now. What did you think about Shedeur Sanders and his debut, his half debut that we saw this weekend?
You know you don't want to ask me that question.
Yo, come on.
You tell them that, like, I mean, after the game, I'll just go to after the game and work my way back. But after the game, I thought he was the one with the concussion. Like, when he was talking, I'm like, I'm like, Shedeur. He's just, I don't know, man. Like, I I want. It's not that I don't want him to succeed, because I would never even dream of thinking it in that manner. I think I've
Right.
just been so disenchanted with all of the and look, all of the hype, or whatever you want to call it, that was placed upon him prior to the draft even taking place.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't think that he was what the advertisements were saying. And so when he has this opportunity, I mean, yeah, he's behind the eight ball, so I'm not going to be too critical of him. I mean, I think that it was a horrible outing, but I mean, what else could he have done?
Right.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
I think his hands were tied. I do think this upcoming week he's going to have a great opportunity, but I also think that Max Crosby's probably going to set a franchise record for sacks in a game by a Raider.
Don't you know it? That's very true. That's very true. And one thing about Shedeur, he will get sacked.
Mm-hmm.
He will get sacked. He holds on to that ball too long, trying to make plays. Yeah, he's going to get sacked a lot, and they're going to throw a lot of different things at him. I do not want this to be a thing of because like pick a side. It's like East versus West. Who you like, Tupac or Biggie? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Let's not do that with Dylan and Shedeur, because I actually do feel, and a lot of people have talked about, Dylan Gabriel, he can't make throws down the field, and you know what I'm saying, he's only completed one pass past 20 yards in the last 4 games, and then you see Shedeur complete a pass past 20 yards in his first half of football. But every quarterback doesn't play the same way. I still do believe that Dylan Gabriel can be a starting quarterback in this league. I'm not a person that thinks that Dylan Gabriel is not a good quarterback, or that it was a bad pick or anything like that. I do wonder why they drafted him and then drafted Shedeur behind, you know what I'm saying, a couple rounds later. And then you also have Deshaun Watson, who may come back by the end of the year. You know what I'm saying? Like I just don't know what exactly is going on. I do not know why Shedeur never got at least a few first rep snaps as being a backup. There's a lot of things that just just puzzling me about this quarterback competition. And what I truly believe is going to happen, to be honest with you, is that Deshaun Watson is going to be the starter next year.
You think so?
Yeah. Yep.
For who?
For the Cleveland Browns. Yep.
Man, Deshaun Watson going to be the starting quarterback for Joe's Garage next year. That guy, I mean, you know what? And look, I'm going to be honest with you, and this might sound off the wall, but if I had to choose, if I had these two guys in my building, which the Cleveland Browns do have, and it came down to Shedeur and Deshaun Watson, I'm getting me a quarterback coach in there, a Brian Greasy type of guy, somebody who knows what he's doing, and I'm going with Shedeur. I don't want Deshaun Watson. Give me Shedeur Sanders today over Deshaun Watson.
I totally agree with you. Like I said, all 3 of them, I would probably go with Shedeur, but at the end of the day, boo, we dealing with the Cleveland Browns, bro.
That's why none of this is shocking to me.
Not at all. Not at all. You know what I'm saying? And look, kudos to whatever quarterback gets out of there and goes somewhere else. Also, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Whether one of them gets traded or you know what I'm saying, whatever, I don't know, get cut, waived, whatever. Kudos to whoever gets out of there. But it's so much going on that it's just like, man, can we just get to like football? Let's just, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know.
Soap opera. The soap opera is the cloud over the actual game that is being played. But Kevin Stefanski, he's juiced in. You know, he got that coach of the year that one year. He's been juiced in ever since. I mean, you know, man, I could take my red ink pen and play Miss Overton or whatever teacher name you want to draw. I got just all types of red marks over that regime, man. But, you know.
Yeah, and he don't answer questions. He don't make anything plain for the media when they ask questions either. I've been looking at some of his interviews, his little virtual interviews he do, and they ask him very direct questions, and he answered very vaguely on purpose. And it's like, bruh, y'all 2-8, bro. You got to at least give the people some sort of vision of what you're doing. And it doesn't seem like I don't know, to me, he just acting like somebody who just knows that he ain't nowhere close to a hot seat. And so, you know what I'm saying? And so you're going to, when you have coaches that are nowhere close to a hot seat, you're going to have years where they just going to do whatever they want to do. You know what I'm saying? And maybe he was using this year to figure it out for next year. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But then we're going to talk about a little bit of the playoff picture. So right now in NFC, the Philadelphia Eagles would have the number 1 seed. Los Angeles Rams would be the number 2 seed. Then you would have the Chicago Bears being the 3rd seed, Tampa Bay Bucks being the 4th seed. 5th, you have the Seattle Seahawks. 6th, you would have the Green Bay Packers. And then 7th, for the last spot, it's going to be looking at the San Francisco 49ers, the Detroit Lions, or the Carolina Panthers. Right now, it will be the San Francisco 49ers. And then you go to the AFC, and you will have, I'm not sure exactly who's going to be the number 1 seed, but let's just say New England Patriots is going to be number 1, Indianapolis Colts number 2, Denver Broncos number 3, Pittsburgh Steelers number 4, and then you get into 5 would be the Buffalo Bills, 6 would be the Los Angeles Chargers, and then 7th you're going to have either the Jacksonville Jaguars right now, and then which leaves Kansas City out of it, which leaves Baltimore Ravens out of it. They would have to win their divisions, but that's the way it's shaping up right now. So thank you guys for listening to us on NFL Week 11 recap. Make sure you continue to download the Fanbase app so that you can be right here with us in the room when we do our show, our live recordings, and make sure that you check us out everywhere that we are: YouTube, Facebook, all of our shorts, everything that nature. My name is Sid Linus, and I'll holler at y'all later. All right, peace.